Hey, welcome, everybody. As we're waiting for you to jump on, today is day 4 of the 5-day anxiety release challenge. And today I'm really excited to get to take you on a journey where you are going to get to discover, in part, probably not completely, but you're going to get to discover your soul's path. What you came here to do, what you came here to give, how you came here to serve. This lesson is probably one of the most important self-discoveries that a human being will ever make in the course of their lifetime. Guaranteed. So, hey, as you guys are just jumping on here, please say hello to me in the chat box. Let me know that you're here. And I'm going to take you on a really powerful exercise today. It will be kind of like a guided imagery like we did last time on day 3 of the 5-day anxiety release challenge. Hey Gina, I'm glad that you're here. So I feel like I say this a lot. And if I do, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for this because I feel like what I'm going to say to you now, like I have done for the last week or so, is kind of repetitive. I don't want you to miss the message in it though, even though it is repetitive. Please don't tune me out because this is of critical importance. Hey Kimberly, glad that you're on here. Gonna try really hard not to get interrupted this time. That's okay, that's what replays are for. And you guys will notice I did not take down the replays of the videos in the group. And they're also still hosted on that one single page. You can go click the link inside. I think it's pinned to the top of the group now. You can click that link and it'll take you to the page where you can view all of the videos from the past three days. Well, the past 3 broadcasts that we've done in here. Okay, good. So I'm gonna start the broadcast off with this, and that is when a human being finally discovers their true soul self, their true soul path, their purpose, their mission, their lessons that they came here to learn, and the things that they came here to give into the world, when a person connects with that and learns how to create an identity for themselves out of that, and you fearlessly start to pursue those things with laser focus and clear intent, the noblest, highest desires of your heart, you begin to honor those things and pursue them with worthy energy. It's the most powerful and greatest pursuit that you could ever spend your time and your energy and your effort pursuing. And so what will happen to you is that when you do that and you do finally begin to uncover who you really are, what you're really here to give, what you're here to learn, and what you're here to teach, when you start to uncover those parts of yourself, you'll find that it not only rejuvenates and excites and enlivens and brings you to life and brings you clarity and better health and more joy and more bliss, but it does that for all the people around you as well. So everybody gets to benefit. When you pursue your true life's path, your soul's lessons, and you honor that and you pursue it fearlessly without any apology and without setting yourself on the back burner, without looking back, everybody gets to benefit in your world. And not just in your world, but you're sending out vibrations out into the world around you that will contribute to the healing of this world. Did you know that we now have science coming out of the laboratories of the Institute for Noetic Sciences that is now proving that people who have been well trained at holding high vibrations, good vibrations, high elevated good feelings in their bodies for long periods of time can actually change their DNA, can turn on and off genes in the body on purpose. And so this isn't just a froofy idea anymore. This is a known scientific explanation. They're now using science to explain and to show that this really is the case, that the biology of your beliefs and your attitudes and even your thoughts and the feelings that you choose to hold on to in your body can actually change the construct of your DNA. It can change your cells. It can change your genes. You are not a victim to any of it. You're not a victim to your genetics. You're not a victim to your health problems. You're not a victim to anxiety and depression. You are a powerful creator. And so it's important that we understand how that creative process works. I want to dive more into that on tomorrow's lesson, but for today, I would like to show you guys, take you through a little guided imagery where you get to discover your soul's path. What did you come here to do? So that's thing number one I want to focus on. The number two is I want to help encourage you to move fearlessly in the direction. Once we've discovered what your soul mission, your soul purpose, your soul path is, then I want to help teach you how to fearlessly move in that direction without looking back. Because it behooves you to move in that direction. It's what's going to bring you the most joy ultimately, and it is what's going to heal your body and the planet, the people around you. So then number three, if there's time, I would like to show you some ways that you can start to learn how to let go of the resistance. What's holding you back? Some of you guys already know what you're here to give, what you're here to teach, what you're here to say, but you're so racked with fear and maybe some guilt and some, some negative emotions in your body and negative beliefs about yourself and about your capabilities, that it's holding you back. And so we've got to learn how to identify that stuff, strip it away, get it out of the body so that you can move forward boldly, fearlessly, intentionally, and seize the truest, noblest desires of your heart. Now, when you learn to identify these recurring patterns and limiting beliefs, and maybe you attract unhealthy relationships that hold you back or that pull you away from what it is that you want, unhealthy thought patterns perhaps, when you learn how to purge this stuff out of your body and out of your life for good, then and only then will you return to a state of truth and a state of authenticity. So here's what we're going to do. This will be a fairly short class today, but I want you to get comfortable. Just kind of sit up tall, think tall, and then go ahead and breathe into the center of your body. Let's everybody get centered and grounded. So I want you to, those of you who are new to these broadcasts, go ahead and think of an imaginary line going through the top of your head all the way down through the perfect center of your body. That imaginary line, we're going to call that your midline. And your midline is your center. Okay, so I want you to think about your center. Drop down below the heart. So if you can hold your attention and your thought and your awareness inside of your body, go inside, and think about that imaginary line, at least at the heart level or below it. Do that. Now I prefer, when I take clients through this, I prefer to go all the way to the base of the spine. So like you're sliding down a fireman's pole and you've dropped down to the pelvic floor. Just take your attention, all of your awareness, and go down deep into your body. Think about being in your hips. Think about being in the center, at the base of the spine, or lower. Good. And this is more, when we center ourselves, it's more than just a thinking. You're not just using your thinking mind to get there. I want you to look for the feeling of what that center feels like. What does it feel like to actually be inside of your body on that center midline, your center? Now you'll notice that when you start thinking about this, you stop breathing. So everybody breathe in through your nose, breathe out through the mouth. Use the exhale to drop your shoulders. Use the exhale to take your awareness and go down deeper. Soften all the tension, soften your muscles. We're just getting you set up and prepared to take you through an exercise in imagery, one of the most powerful ways that we create is first with our thoughts, then with our beliefs and our emotions. So thoughts first, then feelings inside the body, and then lastly, once the feelings are elevated and the thoughts are laser focused, directed at where we know we want to go, then the last part is imagery, using the mind's eye to shape what it is that we want to create, and being very specific, like creating a little movie in your mind when the thoughts are directed and the feeling is laser targeted. It's very elevated. Okay, so that's the process for creation. For right now, what I want you to do is we're going to raise the frequency in your body because we want to create something good, right? So raise the frequency in your body. Everybody do this. Close your eyes. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, holding your attention deep inside the body, below the heart. Go down to the base of the spine. And from the base of the spine, I want you to picture that that is the bulb of a thermometer, okay? And every time you breathe, either in or out, that the red line of the thermometer goes up and up a little more with every breath. So use the breath. Take in all the oxygen that you need. When you breathe out, release all the tension and allow that thermometer gauge to go up and climb higher up your spine, up your center, every time you breathe, until you feel better and better and better. Use the inhale to take in what you need. Use the exhale to release what you don't. But also use those breaths to envision that red line of the thermometer going up the spine until it climbs all the way up to the top and out the top of your head. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep allowing for that red line to climb higher and higher. Good. Keep going. Keep that breath going. Now you should feel a little bit more elevated than you did before. I'm hoping that you do. If you do feel more elevated, that means we've raised the frequency inside your body, the electrical frequency. So now what we're going to do is close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. I'm going to take you through a guided imagery. And we're going to use the imagery, this little movie that you create in your mind, to help you to create something good and to help you to discover what you're here for. So everybody get comfortable, just relax, get into a comfortable position. I highly recommend, before we start this, if you don't have a pencil and a paper handy or a pen, please go get one and have that close by so that you can jot down. I'm going to wait for you, but so that you can jot down any little thoughts or insights or things that come up in this guided imagery so you don't forget it, because oftentimes you'll forget it. So once you've got your pencil and your paper and you're ready to go, I'm still finishing lunch. Once you're ready to go, let's go ahead and get ready. Just get relaxed, get comfortable. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I want you to imagine that you are at the bank, okay? And you're there at the bank, standing in front of the teller, and she's looking at your bank account, and you have just been given a magic wand. Close your eyes and really see it, light it up, like as if this was real, okay? I want you to feel the feelings inside your body as if this was real. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for joining. You're just in time. We're starting an exercise right now to help you connect with your soul's purpose, your soul's path. So close your eyes. You are creating a movie in your mind. And the movie goes like this. Hi, Gail. Glad you joined. We're just jumping into a guided imagery right now. Everybody close your eyes. Go get deep into your body. Relax into your body. Use the breath to get centered. Use the breath to get relaxed. And you're at the bank. Okay? So we're going to close your eyes. Create the little mind movie in the back of your mind, right deep into the third eye, way behind your eyes. Allow for this imagery to come up in your mind's eye, behind your eyeballs. You're at the bank and someone has just given you a magic wand. And as the teller looks at your bank account, she shows you the screen and turns the computer around to face you, and you look at the screen and you see the numbers in your bank account. Well, in the very instant that you touch the screen with your magic wand, a whole bunch of zeros start following after those numbers. And so you touch it again and more zeros appear, and you touch it again and more zeros, until there is an infinite number of resources in your bank account. It's infinite. You're never going to be able to spend all that you have available to you financially as a resource, okay? So now that you've done that, you feel very comfortable. I want you to feel the feeling of total financial freedom, total financial peace. You can do whatever you want to do. You can give that money away. You can use that money for play. You can use that money for something that just really feeds your soul and lights you up and brings you joy. You can use that money to serve and give and help and lift. Whatever you need that money for, or whatever you feel you need it for, it's yours. It's yours. Feel that feeling of freedom for a moment. Knowing that your bank account and the resources in it are infinite. Now, as you leave the bank, you head straight for the airport. And when you jump on the plane, you just tell, when you get to the airport, you tell the people there, I just want to buy a ticket to, and you fill in the blank. Where is it that you'd like to go? And I want you to think of a place in the world that you'd like to go to relax, to rejuvenate your spirit, to get rest, to replenish, to restore yourself, your soul. Okay? That's the purpose of this trip. We're going to take another trip too, but the purpose of this trip is relaxation, rejuvenation, restoration. Where will you go? And you jump on a plane and you buy the ticket knowing you're not limited. And this isn't a lone trip. You're going on your own this time. Ugh, itchy nose. Okay, and now what I want you to do is you fly to where you're going. Picture the place where you're going to be staying. It's just you. It's a very secluded, isolated, beautiful place for you to get to restore and rejuvenate and bring your soul back to life. A place where you can reflect and ponder and meditate and think and plan. Okay? It could be Hawaii. It could be Costa Rica. It could be anywhere beautiful on the earth that you want to go. Now picture the little villa where you're staying. You know, sometimes people will picture like the south of France or somewhere, just a beautiful place on the planet where you've always wanted to go. And picture yourself spending several weeks there, getting all of the rejuvenation, the rest, the restoration, taking in the energies of nature, the sunshine, the ocean, whatever's around you. If it's in the mountains, the lakes, the rocks, the trees, nature, take that all in and allow it to just build and rejuvenate and restore and replenish you. Now let's say that you spend about a month there. There's no worry because you don't really need to get back for anything. You have all the time you need. You have all the resources you need. You're just there for the sole purpose of restoration. And when restoration and healing and rejuvenation is complete in this beautiful little villa, this beautiful little place where you've been staying that you love so very much, it's a sacred place on earth for you, and it's your place. When you feel like it's complete, the time there is complete, and it's time to move on and do something, I want you to go to the airport again. And this time, I want you to ask to be taken or ask to be flown anywhere on the planet you want to go where you can play and play hard and do all of the things you've always, if it's skydiving or parachuting or traveling in Europe or, anywhere on the planet that you've ever wanted to go, things that you wanted to see, places that you've wanted to venture to. Very quickly in your little mind's movie, you know how in the movies, when they want to speed up time, they just show little clips? I want you to just see those little clips of you doing all the fun things in life that you've always wanted to do. Maybe, and you have all the time you need. So, do you guys remember the movie Groundhog Day? Where Bill Murray is stuck in the same day, looping over and over. It's Groundhog Day, and he's looping over and over and over, and he's finally getting so bored with that one day that he decides, fine, I'm going to go rob a bank, or I'm going to go, like he starts just doing these random things, and one of them was he learned how to play the piano. And he'd show up at this lady's house and take the first lesson, and then the next day take the second lesson, and then the third day, and over and over and over, did this multiple times until he was a gifted concert pianist, right? I want you to see yourself doing the things that you've always wanted to experience doing, whether it's learning a new art, learning a new skill, something that you've always seen yourself or envisioned yourself doing. Go ahead and take lessons. Go ahead and do. See yourself doing it. See yourself in the situation where people are praising your efforts and grateful for what you're contributing to the world. See yourself in that. Keep your eyes closed. Keep yourself relaxed. And just feel the experience happening to you. And I want you to spend months just playing and doing everything that you've ever wanted to do, knowing that there's nothing to hold you back. You have all the resources and all the time that you need to create. And just play. Play to your heart's content. And as soon as you feel like maybe you've spent 6 months playing, maybe you have spent several years playing and discovering who you are, go ahead, and when you feel like you're done with the play and now it's time to move on to the next step in your path, in your journey, now I want you to close your eyes and envision yourself going back to your original sacred space, that first place that you went to rejuvenate and replenish and restore yourself. Go back to that place and spend as much time there as you need to. So you get on an airplane and you fly back to your place of restoration. And while you're there, replenishing and restoring and rejuvenating and reviving your soul, you sit there in your beautiful surroundings, whatever you're looking at, and you get out a pencil and a paper and you begin journaling. What is it that I'm going to do now? What am I going to do when I get home? What am I going to do when I wake up the next morning after getting home? I'm now rested. I'm replenished. I did all the play that I needed to. I spent all of this time focusing on me and what I want. Now, what am I going to do with the remainder of my time, my resources. So you know that you know, as you're sitting there in your beautiful restorative sacred place, in your villa or outside, and you're writing down a list of ideas of what you want to do with your life now. You realize that you have spent a very good portion of your time and your resources figuring out what you love to do, figuring out what made you feel joy and bliss, and figuring out how to restore yourself. I guarantee you that the brain cannot tell the difference between this imagined experience and the real thing. So you really are replenishing and restoring. And now, knowing that you have at your fingertips, when you wake up the next morning, you're going to wake up in your own bed, in your own home, in your real life. But something's going to be different. You will have all the time that you need, all of the resources, the help, the people, the guides, the available resourcefulness of other people to help support you. And you're going to have all of the money and abundance that you need to support your dreams, your desires. And when you wake up the next morning, you know that you have all the time that you need and you have all the money that you need. And what are you going to do with your time? What will you do with your day knowing that you have a bank account full of money, you don't really need a job anymore, and you don't really need to do anything because you're being told to do it anymore. You're doing things because it's what you love. It's what lights you up. It's what drives you and pulls you. So now, keep breathing, keep softening, keep being centered in your body. Now, I want you to envision that you're waking up the next morning in your own home, in your own bed, and this is a new day. It's a brand new day. You've done all this play, you've done all this self-discovery, you've done all this healing and rejuvenation and replenishing of yourself, your soul. Now what? Now what? What will you do with your day? What will you do with your time? If you guys are willing, will you please type that into the comments box if you're willing to. If not, it's okay, it's no big deal. But those of you who are on here, if you will type into the comments box, what is it that you're going to do with your time? Are you going to be found in the act of service in some way? Are you going to be giving? Are you going to be organizing some kind of a benefit to serve others or to serve a need that you see that needs to be filled? What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with an unlimited supply of resources and help and a people to guide and direct and serve on your behalf? What will you do with the unlimited resources? Serving the elderly. Oh, Kimberly, I know that for sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And don't you just feel so good when you're serving, people who are in the later years of their lives who are, approaching the end of their lives. That's really the time in a human being's life where they need the most love and caring and concern. And I know that when my mother passed, the people that cared for her were just angels on earth and very compassionate, very kind, very loving and attentive to her needs. It was a really amazing thing to watch. So, yeah. Serving and organizing. Thank you, Gail. Yeah. Burning in my chest just thinking about it and doing what you and I have talked about with the end. The end is near. Yeah. Good. So you guys are getting clarity as to what you came here to do, how you came here to serve, what you're really, really good at. Gina says, I need to go. I just woke up. Oh, I hope you're not sick. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Come back and watch the replay. So Bringing people together in unity. Thank you, Marlene, for sharing. Awesome. So do you see, these are pretty general terms. So serving the elderly, serving and organizing, bringing people together in unity. You know, it's interesting. You can do that. You can do those things in about 1,000 different ways. 1,000 different ways. So you have your own unique gifts and talents and energy and access to resources. And you are divinely unique in how you can bring about that service and that unity and that the organization of whatever it is that you're planning to do, to lift the world and inspire the world around you. Everybody came here, every human being came here with the ability to lift and inspire and serve and give. So this little guided meditation was given to you to help you to understand or to discover, I guess, what am I here to give? How can I contribute? What lights me up the most? What feeds my soul the most? And that, my friend, is what you should fearlessly go after and never put on the back burner. Because the stuff that you put on the back burner that happens to be soul stuff, your soul's purpose, that's not going to serve you. It's going to make you sick. It's going to restrict vital soul energy that wants to be expressed through your body. And when you limit the expression of that energy in your body, it'll cause all kinds of problems. Anxiety, depression, hopelessness, helplessness, a lack of energy, fatigue, chronic pain, chronic problems in the body until you wake up and realize this is what I'm fearlessly here to do. And it's important that you also identify what is it that's holding you back. So if you see Marlene bringing people together in unity, I love that. I love that. In your mind's eye, as you create the little movie about that, what specifically will you be doing? Will you be working on projects? Will you be working in a corporate setting? Will you be working in a school setting or a community setting or a religious setting? How does that look for you? And really try to hone that in and refine it until you can bring shape to it. It really doesn't matter what the avenue is as long as you're filling your purpose by bringing people together in unity. Does that make sense? You can bring people together in unity and own a cleaning company. You can bring people together in unity and serve in a religious capacity. So there's 1,001 ways that you can bring that about and bring it into the physical world with you. It doesn't really matter what the avenue is as long as that's what you're doing. Now what I want you to do is come up with maybe 1 or 2 or 3 ways that you can serve and organize and bring people together and serve the elderly. I want you to come up with a handful of different ways that you see yourself doing that work, giving in that way, right? How do you see yourself serving in that capacity? And make it very specific. What platform are you going to use? Is it going to be your life's work? Is it going to be through your community? Is it going to be through volunteer work? What is it going to look like to you? Is it going to be as a mother to your family? You decide. How does that look to you? How are you going to live your purpose in the here and now? And then I want you to put your hand over your heart and just say, if I wasn't afraid, I would, and fill in the blank. If I wasn't afraid, I would, fill in the blank. Well, not really fill in the blank, but you write down what you would do if you were not afraid. If you had no fear, you had all the resources you needed, all of the people to back you, all of the mental and manpower and money that you needed. If I wasn't afraid, I would. So we got to identify what is holding you back. Once we identify with what's holding you back, we can go to work really, really effectively at clearing and releasing that stuff. And that's That's your work. That's your purpose, is to clear and release all the obstacles that are getting in the way of you moving forward in the direction of what you came here to give. There is not a better feeling on the planet than to discover what you came here to give. And when you finally start giving that part of yourself, there's no words to describe how good it feels. And when you start doing that, it rejuvenates you. It replenishes you. It ignites passion and desire and light in you. It feeds your soul. It lifts you up. It brings you joy. Joy that you've probably never had to that degree or to that level before. And that's what you give out into the world, is more of that stuff. That's what heals the world. You want to heal the planet? Do what you love. You want to heal the world around you? Love what you do. Do what you love. And follow those pursuits fearlessly. And don't put them on the back burner. Do not stifle and squash the way your soul wants to be expressed, because if you're willing to honor the trueness of this in you, then everybody will benefit. Everybody will benefit. Okay, you guys have questions about this little exercise? Did you feel like you got some benefit from it? And do you feel like it gave you a little bit of clarity as to where you should be going on your life's path, your soul's path? Your soul came here with an agenda. It did. It has deep desires. It has, what did I call it before? Your highest, noblest desires. Your soul has these highest, noblest desires, and God wants to give those to you. Carlene Dunn says, what about? I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry. Marlene, I have to watch the replay. My mom is having faxing problems, but what I saw helped. Good. Thanks for being here, Marlene. We're actually done. But I want you to remember this lesson and go back to this soul path place often. And anytime in your life where you feel like you need to replenish and rejuvenate, go take this little trip. Take this little journey. Replenish your bank account. Use the imagination, the intuition. Use those resources to help you do that. Kimberly says, holy cow, yes, the burning feeling that I'm having is letting me know I am going in the right direction. Yeah, you are, girl, for sure. Yes, it's making me think I need to listen to this a few more times. You probably do. You probably do, because as you go through this exercise again, you're going to get more clarity. You're going to want to write down some of those little nudging and promptings that come to you from your soul, your higher self. It's the obstacles, Kimberly says, that scare me. Good job. Find out what those obstacles are, clear them, and release them. We can do that in our work together as we coach privately, Kimberly. Carlene, what if there are things that you want to do, but your physical situation and current responsibilities point you somewhere else? Woo, that's a great question. Physical situation, current responsibilities, if those things are nudging you in the opposite direction of your soul path, then your ego is running the show. And your ego is basically the intellect. It's the mind. It's the mind that will pull you out of your soul's true path and say, no, you can't go in that direction. That's not responsible. That's not what you should be doing. You should be doing this over here because this is what society tells us is the responsible thing to do. When you take any kind of affirmative action in the direction of your soul path, even if you have, I raised 7 children, and so I know what it's like to have physical situations that limit my ability to go out and do things. I know what that's like. I really do. But if you are willing to take small affirmative steps and fearlessly pursue your life's work and your soul's path, in the capacity and the framework of what you know you can do, doors will open up for you. Doors and opportunities and abundance will open up for you. The universe wants to support you in your highest path and towards your highest good. The universe can't not support you, but it can only support you up to the level of your beliefs about it. So if you believe that your physical situation and your current responsibilities are limiting you, then that's what you're going to create. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? So one of the ways you can do is just kind of tap here and say, I love myself. I love myself. And you think about your limitations and your responsibilities. Sometimes they're just perceived responsibilities that are put on us by our religious culture or our family culture or society in general. Sometimes there are ways to work within the parameters of what we think we should do as opposed to what we really truly desire to do. I like myself, I love myself, and I am responsible. Keep tapping. I am responsible. I get to choose. I decide. You know, as a mom of 7 children, there were lots and lots of days, and when I was raising my children at that point in time, I was extremely sick, dealing with chronic pain and fibromyalgia and chronic health problems. And so I really was limited physically. I was limited geographically because I had all of these children that needed me and responsibilities. And so I truly understand what you're saying there, Carlene, with that. Carlene says, is there a chance that the two may need to merge or readjust? Yes. Yes. So you can actually find ways to live your soul purpose even while in this situation or the setting that you find yourself in now. But you need to remember that you are the one in charge. You are the one that is creating your life. And when I finally woke up and discovered that the greatest gift that I could ever give to my family and my children, especially my husband, and in the form of teaching my children how to live a good life, the greatest gift that I can give them is to pursue my highest good. Because that's what's going to ultimately make you the happiest person to be around and a better version of yourself. It's the greatest gift that you give the planet, let alone people very intimately close to you. So, responsibilities aside, the greatest thing that you can ever pursue in your life, the greatest discovery you will ever make in your life, is your soul's path and your soul's purpose and what you are here to give. Perhaps right now, in the moment that you're in right now, you are here to give to your children and to your family. But you can't give out more than you're allowing yourself to receive in. So it's important that at the same time that you're giving out, that you not just only give out and don't open yourself up to receiving what you need to receive. Because if you do, you're going to find yourself empty and resentful and depleted, and at the end of the day go, I just can't give anymore. I've given it all. It's gone, right? You lose yourself in it. So you've got to open up that conduit of being willing to receive as well. Carlene says, bingo, soul path and motherhood competing. I know. So is there a way that soul path and motherhood could merge just for the time being? Is there a way for that to happen? It's interesting. My own personal journey, I benefited greatly from suffering for 25 years with chronic fatigue and illness and pain and fibromyalgia and 2 autoimmune diseases. I benefited greatly from that because it taught me a lot about how the body works and how healing works. I learned how to heal my body through those challenges. And being a mother also at the same time, I learned that I had to balance what little limited energy that I did have, and and make those things come to a balance. And your higher self is the only one who can do that. And so for me, the motherhood years when I was raising my children and they were very small and they really needed a lot of my attention, those were learning years for me. I learned how to be selfless. I learned coping skills. I learned how to put myself on a path of discovery. I mean, with brute force, tried everything in the book to restore my energy and my health and my vitality, even while I was raising my children. And later in life discovered, once my children were old enough to all be in school, I discovered this is something that I really enjoy. I mean, I'm very passionate about the laws of health now. And I never would have discovered that path had I not been forced to take it. And I think it was my higher self that was forcing me down that path. That no, you've got this to learn. You're going to learn these lessons so that you will have something to give at the end of that journey. So sometimes it takes a level of understanding when you're still in the learning process and when you can begin giving. Sometimes it's not time yet to give. And a really good example of that is I'm a songwriter. I write music, and I could spend hours sitting at the piano just singing and writing music. It's just what feeds my soul. I love it so much. And I used to think, I really want to be able to give in this capacity. I want to be able to write music that's meaningful for people and share that with people. And so I started doing that, and I wrote a few songs, like a handful of songs, way back like 10 years ago. I wrote a few songs and I sang them, recorded them, listened to them, and I thought, these are the stupidest, cheesiest songs I have ever heard. Like, I hate them. They're not even good. And so I threw them away, and I started all over from the drawing board, and I would try the process of writing again, and again, and again, and again, and crumpled up papers in the wastebasket. That kind of an experience. It was like beating my head against a brick wall. And interestingly enough, it was not until I went through my own healing crisis for 20-something years and came through that and began working with clients. And I started writing music about their experiences in here coaching with me. And that music was beautiful to me. I mean, it was music that I wanted to sing, that I really resonated with and lit me up. I don't know how other people feel about it, but it was music I finally, for the first time in my life, really felt like was meaningful. These were meaningful projects. And that didn't come until I had the experience of working with clients one-on-one, until I started writing about their experiences and their healing and their discovery. So, I don't know, sometimes it's a timing thing too. Yeah. Okay, you guys have questions? This is day 4 of the 5-day anxiety release challenge. Tomorrow will be the last day. I'm going to teach you a really exciting, I'm keeping it a secret, but I'm going to teach you a really exciting way to kind of top this all off and bring it into a nice tidy package where you can continue, if you want to continue the journey of discovering your soul's path and your soul's purpose and your higher self. It's really, there is no more rewarding experience than this self-discovery of discovering who you are and what you came here to give, what you came here to do, and how your life lessons are teaching you how to serve. Lastly, I found that it was really interesting when I started working with people and coaching them one-on-one, that people would have these really severe, traumatic, horrible experiences in their lives, and they'd go through these very difficult challenges and trials and struggles. And as they'd go through these challenges and trials and struggles in their lives and come through on the other end with more wisdom and light and knowledge and learning, they then realized, oh, that's what I'm here to give. That's what I'm here to teach. Now I'm the expert in it because I've been through it, and that is what I'm here to serve, that, the healing of that. And so oftentimes our greatest challenges and our greatest trials and struggles are the way that we can contribute to the healing of this planet. Our stories can inspire and help and assist other people. So sometimes you got to sit and look at where you are on your soul's path. Am I still in the learning and growing phase? Or am I now in the teaching and serving and giving phase? And sometimes they can be simultaneous. So that's a lesson for your intuition to give you, and you've got to be willing to follow the intuitive higher self as to when it's appropriate to give and when it's appropriate to receive and when it's appropriate for you to be just learning on your path. I'm gaining knowledge, I'm acquiring knowledge and wisdom and light so that I someday can start giving in this capacity. So that's a whole nother lesson. But that comes when you're willing to follow your higher self, the intuition that comes through from the higher self. You guys, anybody have questions about anything that we did today and the information that we covered? If not, I am going to sign off. This was a short class today, or shorter. It wasn't super short. But it's good to see you guys on here. I hope they got some benefit from it. Please do share this if you feel like it could benefit somebody else that you care about. And then tomorrow will be our last day of the 5-day anxiety release challenge. Be sure to check the previous post, the pinned post at the top. It should give you a link where you can go and watch the replays of these videos that we've been doing over the last 5 days. Take full advantage of where we've come from and where we're going. And then, as always, you guys know that I'm a coach. That's what I do for a living. If you guys want more, there's access. You can click onto a little button on that video page that will give you more information about how to continue on in this soul path discovery. So, hope you guys got a lot out of our class today, and I will see you again same time, same place tomorrow. 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time here inside of this private Facebook group. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.